Hello, you're getting ready to embark on your successful storytelling training, so welcome to this tutorial, the 5 key steps to structuring your storytelling successfully. Having the right tools to succeed in your storytelling is great, but you might be wondering what storytelling is exactly. Is it some on-trend technique? Just a buzzword? It's so much more. Storytelling is the art of weaving an effective narrative and a technique as old as time. Stories are all around us and have been part of our lives since forever, in all societies and ages. What defines them the most is the fact that they stick in your mind. Stories, tales, and legends are often handed down orally and survive through centuries and generations, taking root in our memories. That's why you'd be able to give a quick summary of Little Red Riding Hood or Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs without too much difficulty, or any other childhood fairy tale for that matter. This fairy tale structure is embedded in every story. We promise, from Asterix to just about any Disney movie or Hollywood blockbuster, it's all in there. Storytelling is a communication technique that draws on fairy tales and is echoed in advertising, politics, crisis communications, marketing, and the luxury sector. But watch out! This isn't about manipulating your audience. Telling tales isn't telling tales. Storytelling is about elevating your ideas. A good, properly structured story with all the ingredients we'll look at later elevates your personal journey, elevates any project, product, or service you're intending to launch. It can also be used to showcase an inspiring experience or a new idea. Elevating doesn't mean embellishing reality to make your audience believe everything's just perfect. To the contrary, every story contains twists and turns, unfortunate surprises, unforeseen events, and difficulties. In other words, dramatic tension and plot. And that's what makes it enthralling. Rather than using a standard line of argument or presentation that generally has low impact, storytelling offers a different way of communicating, of standing out and making an impression, just like a fairy tale, with you as the hero. Let's take a look at what goes into successful storytelling to make your narrative clear, structured, and inspiring, with plot and dramatic tension that captures your audience's attention. A strong teaser-style introduction, clear narrative structure, a range of different expressive styles, impactful details. In this tutorial, we'll be looking at the core ingredient, narrative structure, and more specifically, the 5 key steps to structuring your storytelling successfully. We'll be asking you to prepare your own 3-minute story on a professional topic of your choosing by following these 5 steps. Here are the 5 key steps to structuring your storytelling successfully. Starting point: once upon a time, there was a hero at a well-balanced starting point. Imbalance: suddenly, the hero is confronted with an imbalance, a change, a need, a problem. Quest: and so the hero sets off on a quest, a goal to reach, a solution to find, a challenge to take on. Twists and turns: along the way, they meet obstacles, opponents, happenstance, pitfalls, which they manage to overcome through external factors, allies, resources, ideas. Grande finale: all's well that ends well. After the Odyssey, the hero emerges triumphant with concrete results and a new balanced situation that may be bigger than the initial quest. Once upon a time, there was a hero at a well-balanced starting point. Marlin, a stressed-out father, is raising his son Nemo alone. Suddenly, the hero is confronted with an imbalance. Nemo is captured by scuba divers. And so the hero sets off on a quest. Marlin must find his son Nemo. Along the way, he meets obstacles, sharks, currents, jellyfish, which he manages to overcome through external factors. Dory, the turtles, the whale. All's well that ends well. After his odyssey, the hero emerges triumphant with concrete results. Marlin and Nemo are reunited. And a new balanced situation that may be bigger than the initial quest is triggered. Marlin is no longer an overprotective father. Instead, he learns to trust Nemo, and their relationship is improved and healthier. Now let's take a similar, more corporate example. 47-year-old Victor has recently been appointed MD and is introducing himself to his teams for the first time. There are two ways he can approach this. Give a chronological blow-by-blow account of his past in a purely fact-based manner, moving from one role and location to the next.
Hello all. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Victor. I'm 47 and married with 3 children. After my engineering studies in Toulouse and a master in innovation from Arts et Métiers, I joined the Total Group as manager from 1897 to 2002, and I was head of production.
Or he could tell how he landed these positions by embracing storytelling. Let's look at how that would work based on the 5 steps.
Hello everyone. Just a few months ago, I was still living in Brittany, where I was born, co-director of a mechanical innovation startup, and honestly, I could picture myself continuing with that year after year. It was a fascinating work. But one week, I received 2 pieces of news that completely turned my world upside down. My wife, a biopharmaceutical researcher in Paris region, landed her perfect job in the Paris region, the kind of opportunity you just don't turn down. And my co-founder announced he wanted to quit to go and open a restaurant. I'm sure you can imagine how that turned me inside out. Should I continue alone? Should I call it a day? How was I supposed to combine the startup in Brittany with my wife's new job in Paris? Where was I supposed to live? And then there was the ultimate question. If I was to change my life tomorrow and look for work in the Paris region, what would I do? What could I do? I felt as if I were starting from scratch all over again, like a student looking for a career path with all the self-doubt that goes with it. Ingenious plans that vanish as soon as they appear. And there was everything else to think about too. The kids not wanting to move, my friends saying, go for it, you're 47, it will be harder to retrain later. My family saying the exact opposite, better the devil, you know. And then I had lunch with a friend one day, and he introduced me to a headhunter. My friend began telling this guy about my past experience, from graduating from engineering school in Toulouse to my master in innovation at Arts et Métiers in Paris, all the way up to my first proper job at the Total Group as senior manager. Quick as a flash, the headhunter told me about your company, and the more he talked about what you do and the challenges you tackle, the more it felt right. Me and my family feel great here, but we need to get our bearings to carve out a new life for ourselves. I'm counting on you all to help me do just that in the coming weeks.
Now, choose a professional topic you will use to experiment the 5 steps. Describing your personal journey, presenting a project, showcasing an idea, an experience, a product or a service. Everyone ready with their storytelling topic? Perfect! Hit pause and draw up your 5 key steps for a total running length of no more than 3 minutes. Let's go! Well done! You've got your story's 5 key steps locked down. But a good story has much more to it than that, remember? As part of your training, we'll add to your narrative structure with a teaser introduction to add dramatic tension to your storytelling and grab your audience's attention from the get-go, a range of different expressive styles, figures of speech, varied emotional states, impactful details, anecdotes, figures, examples, slogans, and punchlines. Once you've honed your story using all these techniques, all you'll need to do next is add a little interest with expressive nonverbal communication skills to inject dramatic tension into your storytelling. That means working on your posture, your gestures, your voice, and everything that makes your storytelling unique, imbued with your own sense of style. There's no good storytelling without a strong storyteller. Let's check back in with 47-year-old Victor, busy introducing himself as he takes on his new role in a new group. What would happen if he were to elevate his expressiveness with a range of different emotions, figures of speech, slogans, and punchlines?
My head was spinning from the tsunami of different opinions. I was like a ship drifting off course, riding the tides with no place to anchor.
Now let's add a few impactful details.
I remember having dinner at my sister's. She served up the dessert and said, "Be realistic, you can't do Paris." Then, when it was time for coffee, she said, "Vic, you love the theater, you're going to have a great time in Paris." I was thinking, come on, which is it? I agonized over it. I end up losing 8 kilos in a fortnight.
And finally, let's add in a teaser introduction that makes for a strong hook.
Hello everyone. Today I'm going to tell you about how I end up here with you in Paris and about how only 4 months ago there was no way I could imagine leaving my native Brittany or the job I loved.
Successful storytelling is first and foremost fairy tale inspired narrative structure that's clear and string, underpinned by a range of expressive techniques and impactful details, introduced by a teaser that builds dramatic tension and makes the audience want to know more. But don't forget there's more to successful storytelling. You'll need to harness your nonverbal skills to communicate feelings and conviction and set yourself apart from the rest through your unique style. But we'll experiment with that during training.